Greetings. I wouldn't normally do this. This is rather special, but I was shocked when I saw this report. It's amazing the increase in drug-induced deaths compared to population increase. It was brought to mind by a little piece that I read where our own Pope Francis, who seems to get around the place all over the world these days, was saying that we can't be indifferent to situations that lead people into drug addiction. Behind every addiction, there are some concrete experiences, he says, stories of loneliness, inequality, exclusion, lack of integration. Faced with these situations, we can't be indifferent. The report itself comes from a group known as the Pennington Institute, and they're saying that drug-induced deaths are a crisis that requires greater action from government. I wonder whether it requires greater action from us. Of particular note, there are anti-anxiety medications that are fast becoming one of the leading contributors to overdoses, and they're involved in more accidental deaths than alcohol, heroin, or cocaine. They're prescription drugs. 1 in 20 Australians are prescribed benzodiazepines such as Xanax and Valium. So I became concerned. I know when I wrote my own thesis for my Doctor of Psychology degree, I called it the gift of hope, the need for logotherapy in Australia. And I looked at diagrams like this that showed Australia has a huge number of antidepressant medications prescribed compared to many other places in the world. I noticed that the USA is not there, possibly because they ban reporting. But to be running on that scale, we used to be second to Iceland, by the way, but now we've flipped down the list a little. And I think to myself, if you can't be depressed in Iceland, where it's cold most of the year, you have volcanoes at your back, and you're very isolated, well, where else could you be depressed? Obviously in Australia. The gift of hope, I thought, is about bringing logotherapy to Australia. And as I'll speak on Friday, for various reasons, on Dorothy Day's provocations, the one called Fail Gloriously, I feel somehow I've failed gloriously because logotherapy, meaning in life, would provide wonderful directions. But unfortunately, after all this time, very few understand Viktor Frankl's approach to life, the philosophy of life that guides it, and what logotherapy is actually about. So stay posted. This is a rather special edition because I was shocked by the level of drug addiction and resultant deaths in our own country. Thank you for listening.